beautiful baseball night in Boston's Back Bay at historic Fenway Park, the site of Game 1 of a three-game weekend series between the first-place Braves and the first-place Boston Red Sox. Atlanta hopes to get back in the swing of things against American League competition. Braves 2-0 so far against their brethren from the AL East. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome to Fenway Park. Great to be back with you for Braves baseball. Atlanta continues their road trip against the first-place Red Sox. Joe, a proverbial clash of titans between these two first-place ball clubs.
I think it'll be fun to watch, Chip. For all of us that are really wondering just how good this Braves team is, I think we're going to find out over the next 3 days how they measure up against arguably one of the best 2 or 3 teams in all of baseball. Right now, in their respective leagues, they are really doing well as a team. Record, runs per game, average, all of those first or second. The Braves' ERA has slipped a little bit in recent days, but still very good at 3.47 and actually is better than the number 2 ranked pitching ERA in the American League for the Red Sox. So it's going to be fun. There are a lot of good young players on each side that's going to make this exciting to watch.
A lot of great storylines, including the pitching matchup. Julio Teheran for the Braves. Eddie Rodriguez goes for the Red Sox. Game 1 on a beautiful night for baseball. We'll have more from Fenway Park as we get you set for first pitch from the Fens right after this.
And the Red Sox from Fenway Park, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
What an environment we have here at Fenway Park today as we get you ready for a big one. A showdown between 2 first-place teams. You got the Red Sox and you got the Braves. Atlanta enters this series sitting at 29-19. They're at first in the NL East. The Red Sox enter play at 34-16. They are first in the AL East. And if environments like this don't get you fired up, you better get your pulse checked because it is going to be a playoff atmosphere here today. The players know it, and they know they can come in and make a big statement that the entire league will hear. So here are some of the guys on the importance of this series.
It's going to be fun, you know, just looking at the schedule and excited about coming here and playing them. They're a really good team, know that, and it'll be a good challenge for us and a fun weekend.
It's going to be fun to play against these guys. They're in a really good moment, and so we are. So we're going to try to score some runs and hopefully keep our distance from them scoring some too.
It's a big series, you know. It's obviously two first-place teams. It's been a while since I got to say that, so it's a big series. Obviously, Boston has a great team, so we got our horses going in this series. So hopefully we can match up and do good.
Well, Freddie said they got all the horses going this series, and they'll look to get some work done today. It will not be an easy task against this Red Sox team. Like I mentioned, 34 wins this season, but the Braves will look to put one up in the loss column. We have a first-place showdown between the Braves and the Red Sox. Julio Teheran toes the rubber for the Braves. We have Chip and Joe coming up with first pitch and starting lineups next.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. SunTrust. Confidence starts here. And by Toyo Tires. Imagine loving your tires.
Well, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful way to start the weekend here in Boston. Our checkers weather report, 85 degrees and sunny, as we do indeed have a Friday night showdown here at Fenway Park. The first place Braves, the first place Red Sox, and is there a more picturesque place to face an interleague foe than this special ballpark?
No, we always look forward to coming back here, Chip. You know, and I was thinking about our radio compadres next door, Ben Ingram and Mark Lemke. Of course, Mark played here a little bit after his Braves career, but Ben Ingram's never been here before, and this was an eye-popping experience for him as he's filling in for Jim Powell on this road trip, and he was, I don't know what time he got here. It might have been noon, but he couldn't wait to get to this ballpark. And I know the people here kind of take it for granted, We don't. We enjoy coming here. It's such a treat.
Let's see if it's a treat for Atlanta against Eduardo Rodriguez, who is pitching for the Red Sox in Game 1. Boston has won 8 of his 9 previous starts.
And you see that lefty-righty split. That's just crazy. Lefties are only 3 for 28 against him. Well, let's see how the Braves match up. They've been tearing up left-handed pitching, and should be a good contest right away.
That's Alex Cora. He's the skipper of the Red Sox. Brian Snitker will be met by Jeff Nelson, the home plate umpire. Might there be some issue with replay, or is there something else being discussed regarding ground rules?
Hard to say. They had a ceremony before first pitch honoring some new inductees into the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame, including former Brave Derek Lowe, who was inducted. And I don't know if there's something going on in the aftermath of that or not. Or if Brian just had a question he wanted to have verified after the exchange of lineups.
So apparently the question was answered to Brian's satisfaction, and we are ready to go. This game featuring not only 2 first-place teams, but 2 excellent leadoff men. Ozzie Albies for the Braves gets things started at .280 for the year with 14 home runs. And he launches one down the left field line, broke his bat. And he throws away that good piece of lumber at 7:11 Eastern time. He'll get a new WAR club down a strike.
This guy throws hard. Rodriguez 92 to 94. He has an outstanding changeup and a slider. 6'2", 220 out of Venezuela. 25 years old.
A line drive into left field, a base hit. So 2 hard hit balls by Albies, and his series off to a great start. A ringing single to get things started here at Fenway.
2 hard hit balls. That was great. Right on top of the plate. Looked like a cutter down and in. Welcome to Fenway.
Something we can say to Ronald Acuna, who I think will be a very interesting storyline. Not only will he play right field, but how does he do trying to pepper that green monster in left?
Try not to look at it. It'll happen. Just try not to adjust your swing to try to take advantage of it.
Ronald at .250 on the year. He's hit 4 homers. But how can you not look at the monster? I mean, it's 300-something feet right in front of your face.
And you're 20.
Right.
And you realize what you can do if you just hit a fly ball. And that's what's gotten a lot of players in trouble in this park, especially right-handed hitters.
And fouled away, a good cut. And the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to the Braves right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr. Two of Ronald's 4 homers have come against lefties. Braves, as you know, hit lefties well, and they've won 9 of 12 games started against them by left-handed starting pitchers. So all that in play tonight, frankly, will be all weekend long. Two balls and a strike.
Our vantage point so close to the field here in the press box at Fenway, and at times it feels like we're looking straight down on home plate. We're so close to the field.
Two balls, 1 strike. And he didn't get that. It's 2-2.
That was a changeup, and it was a beauty. Had a little sinking action. Perfect spot, too.
So let's see what Rodriguez and Vasquez come up with now on a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss. Acuna didn't get it. He's down on strikes. So again, with all the left-handed pitching the Braves will face in this series, let's see how Freddie Freeman and company do against southpaw pitching. That's our Zaxby's feature tonight.
Well, there's a couple of guys that are not too shabby. Both Freeman and Markakis among the top 3 in baseball. They don't mind. They take care of business against lefties day in and day out.
Modified shift on for Freddie Freeman. Xander Bogaerts is a step or two away from the bag at shortstop. Devers is well off the line at third. Brock Holt, regular positioning at second base. And a strike. I would think, Joe, this is a ballpark tailor-made for Freddie Freeman with his opposite field stroke.
Absolutely. If he were a Red Sox player, he would be peppering that left field wall a lot.
Freddie 4th in the National League in hitting, 3rd in RBIs. And lifetime in this ballpark, 12 hits and 36 at bats with a home run. He's as deep as he can be in the left-hand batter's box here. And now the 0-1 pitch. That's swept away from Freddie, and a cutter has him behind 0-2.
Freddie had his mind made up to hack at that and didn't get what he was looking for. Freddie flew his dad in for this series. His dad had never been to Fenway Park. Great treat for him too.
And now the 0-2 pitch, caught on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rodriguez after the Albies leadoff hit.
This guy strikes out a lot of people. 58 strikeouts at the start of play tonight in 48 innings. They went upstairs and won that battle. His last start, didn't give up a run, but he gave up 9 hits. No runs because he didn't walk anybody. Struck out 7 in 5 2/3 innings against Baltimore.
And he's riding a scoreless streak, which now stands at 9 1/3 innings. Let's see if Markakis can change that. Nick leads the National League in hitting at .344, just ahead of Odubel Herrera of the Phillies. And that's taken low. 1 ball, no strikes.
The Braves have done pretty well in this ballpark. They're 31-35 against Boston overall, but they're 18-15 in interleague play at Fenway Park, even though they've lost 8 of the last 11 here.
One-zero pitch. Missed up and away. Ball 2. Braves have scored 40 first inning runs this year. If they're to add to that total, it'll have to come with 2 outs. And the 2-0 pitch. Just missed. 3-0. American League ballpark, of course, American League rules apply. Kurt Suzuki will be the Braves' designated hitter. Kind of interesting that both Braves catchers are in the lineup. Suzuki the DH. Tyler Flowers will hit and work defensively. Let's see what Nick gets now. 3-0. He took a strike.
Well, Nick certainly knows what it's like to play here. He has 312 career at-bats in Fenway Park. 285 average with 6 homers. Of course, beginning his career in Baltimore and playing in the same division, you're going to come to Boston a lot.
So now it's 3-1. And Markakis takes a strike. He flipped the bat away. And he'll have to pick it up again and dig back in. Don't see that too often from Markakis, who has excellent strike zone discipline. In fact, he's walked 3 more times than he's struck out.
Not even close. That's why he flipped it away. Jeff Nelson back there tonight.
Nick is the toughest man to fan in the National League. Once every 10.8 plate appearances.
That wasn't even borderline.
So Ozzie will be running with 2 outs because it's a 3-2 pitch. There he goes, and that one ball 4. That might have been a better pitch than was called strike 2.
It might have been. %100% was better. Little makeup there.
So 2 are on, 2 are out for Kurt Suzuki. Something the Braves have done excellent all year is hitting with runners in scoring position, although that's cooled a bit on this road trip. You know, Kurt can hit a fastball. You know, he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he likes hitting here at Fenway Park, a lifetime .324 hitter. Kurt thought that was taken too high, but it's called a strike. It's 0-1.
Talking to Kurt before the game about his bat and his axe handle. And I said, which way do you point it? Where's the grip? And he said the point goes down so that his left pinky finger has a place to rest against that point of the axe handle.
Bouncy ball hit toward third. Devers tries to apply the tag, and he did. And that takes care of Albies, who had to run. Otherwise, it would have been a force at third base. So the Braves put 2 on in the first, leave them stranded. We go to the bottom half at Fenway. No score. Braves nothing. Boston coming up. Here is one of the storylines tonight, Joe. A very different defensive look for Brian's ball club.
Well, Markakis has played here before, and he's played left field before, so he knows what to expect. But it's no day at the beach having to play right field in this park. It's one of the more difficult outfield positions to play in the American League. So Acuna has a lot of ground to cover. He's faster than Nick. That might benefit the Braves too.
Okay, you've played here. What's the biggest challenge in right?
How much space is behind you? You feel like you're just standing in the middle of nowhere because of that big drop off behind the pesky pole and how far it is to the bullpen. Sometimes relative to other ballparks, you might find yourself playing too deep, thinking you're too far from the wall becomes a problem.
Well, this guy in the batter's box has been a problem for just about everybody. As Julio Teheran's night is underway with a strike. Mookie Betts is having an unbelievable season for Boston. And this one's popped up over the Red Sox dugout and out of play. It's 0-2.
Julio this year good numbers on the road. Excellent ERA, low opponent's batting average against him, but he's never beaten the Red Sox. 0-2 with a high 4.73 ERA.
One ball, two strikes. Like Albies for the Braves, you want to concentrate on Betts and get him out. Hitting .362. That's been tough to do. And 16 home runs. Launch toward left. Markakis on the run. He is there, and Ender flashes in front and makes the play. And there's out number one.
Nick's not used to going to his left and hearing anyone. He came close to a collision. Here are the 4 keys to pitching success for Julio tonight. When he was really hot and going good, he had an excellent slider. His last 2 starts, he has not had that slider. He's hung it a few times for some long balls and walks to left-handed hitters. He's walked 24 guys this year, but 17 of them have been to lefties, and they have a .340 on base percentage against him. Batting average isn't much. Batting average is only .213 by lefties, but those 17 walks creating a little havoc for him on the bases. We talk about the Braves young players, Chip, and these guys, they're young too. Betts 25, Benintendi 23. And Devers at third base is only 21.
No balls and a strike for Benintendi, and a swing and a miss. Yeah, your first thought is, oh, the Red Sox, big market team, they can go out and sign whoever they want in free agency, which they have done. But all those young players you're talking about, homegrown players.
Homegrown. And this guy was an all-world college player at the University of Arkansas. Golden Spikes winner. Collected all the hardware.
Popped him up. And Ozzie drifts out. Ender comes streaking in to back up just in case and calls off Albies. Look at where Ender ranged to catch that pop up.
I think he's fired up too.
He's a little frisky. Look at Ozzie. 2 up, 2 down. Day off did him some good, perhaps.
It sure did.
And here's JD Martinez.
We were talking about the outfield spot. Center field's not an easy place to play either because of that big corner out in right center field, 420 feet away. You got to cover that too.
JD Martinez cashed in a great year last year to a lucrative multi-year contract with the Red Sox. Martinez started with the Tigers, then went to Arizona and finished with 45 homers and 104 RBIs.
His timing was awesome.
Right? Yeah. And he is signed through 2022. For Boston, the pitch. Here's pop back toward us. No balls, 2 strikes. Got the StatCast on Ender's catch, by the way, a moment ago. He covered 143 feet to handle that pop up behind second base.
Frisky is a good word.
There you go. The 0-2 pitch.
This Red Sox team offensively first in the American League in average, doubles, extra base hits. They're second in slugging on base percentage and home runs, and have a 1-game lead. It's going to be Boston and New York. The rest of the division can take the rest of the year off.
Up and in. Martinez sent to his backside in the right-hand box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I would imagine, Joe, that's something you have to do in this park to keep these sluggers honest.
No question. Well placed.
Julio's got one he likes, and now the 2-2 pitch. Into right field, right at Acuna, who barely had to move, and Tehran has a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. Glad you're with us. What a way to start the weekend. Braves and Red Sox at Fenway, no score.
Wi-Fi experience. And by Delta Airlines.
Back here in Boston, there's the infamous red seat, into which Ted Williams reportedly hit the longest home run of his career, some 500 feet away from home plate here in Boston in the right field grandstands. What a wonderful venue for a big league game. Ender Inciarte leads off the second, no score. Braves and Red Sox, game one. And a little bouncing ball is fouled. This is a special year for the Red Sox faithful, the 100th anniversary of their 1918 World Series championship.
Like the Cubs, they had a pretty good gap in between championships too, didn't they?
Curse the old Bambino. Was taken care of here. As Ender digs in behind in the count, 0-1. 1918, Babe Ruth had a pitching streak of 29 2/3 scoreless innings pitched, which was then a major league record. And in 1918, to tell you how much the game changed in Babe Ruth's tenure as a major league player, that season he led the league with homers with 11.
It fences then too. Just way out there.
Yeah. 2 balls and a strike. And a little bouncing ball right to first. Mitch Moreland's got it. He'll step on the pillow, and there's out number 1. Again, big story for the Red Sox today. First baseman, number 3 hitter, sometimes DH, Hanley Ramirez, designated for assignment today, Joe, with a lot of money left on his contract this year. And had he gotten to, I think, 490 something at bats this year, he would have had a vesting option for $22 million that would have kicked in, but they said, see you later.
Yeah, no thank you. And he's hitting 254 with 6 homers. But his numbers weren't that bad. I believe somebody will pick him up.
The Red Sox have 10 days to work out a deal, or Ramirez can become a free agent and sign for the prorated league minimum.
Maybe he'll wait for it to play out and then sign with the Yankees.
Would that be something?
Oh boy.
But what a luxury for the Red Sox. They've got some $45 million in in dead weight on their payroll, and they can just roll merrily along. Some of that money due to Pablo Sandoval. Another player, Rusney Castillo, who's not here. As Tyler Flowers has a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Almost hit him. 3-1.
We talk a lot about how Luis Gohara is kind of a mini CC Sabathia, and the similarities between his windup and everything. He kind of patterned everything he did after Sabathia. Well, kind of watch this guy. See if he reminds you of anyone. He's number 57. I'll give you that hint.
Well, it's not steak sauce.
It's not Heinz. It's not Tommy Heinz, son. It is Johan Santana, who was his favorite growing up and patterned himself after another very good left-handed pitcher.
And he's already shown off that changeup tonight. Acuna in the first inning saw one. Payoff pitch is hit the other way and fair down the right field line. Betts is over quickly, and Flowers will hold at first with a long single, and there's the first example of all that territory a right fielder has to try to cover. That's fortunate that the Braves catcher was the man that hit that ball.
Yeah, and not only do you have all that space behind you, Chip, anything hit hard with any authority down the line that's fair, it is treacherous in that corner the way it can wrap around. Betts certainly knows how to play it. Got to it before it got to the wall.
So Johan Camargo is the Braves' 8th place hitter. Camargo at .214 for the season. Braves have had base runners in each of the first 2 innings. Couple of hits. And that one's fouled back. Can the ball get under that padding and kind of roll like it, off a highlight player's cesta? It just accelerates. And
yeah, it's concrete down there, unpadded like every place else in baseball. They don't pad it all the way to the ground, so it can kind of hug that concrete and create problems if you don't go to a spot and wait for it to get to you.
And the fans, I'm sure, are very helpful for the opposing players.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's it's almost like a concrete runner.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out, second inning. Good cut, fouled back.
2 good swings.
This will be an interesting night tonight. Again, the Braves hit lefties very well. But if Julio's on his game, I'll be interested to see how well this guy pitches for the Red Sox if he doesn't get almost 8 runs a game in support.
That's true.
He's one of the best supported pitchers in baseball. Not surprising with this high-flying Boston offense. He's ahead in the count here for Camargo. Dansby waits on deck. And the pitch is lined up the middle. A base hit. Bogarts couldn't get it. And look at that ball rocket to center fielder Jackie Bradley Jr. That was really hit hard.
Smoke.
And back-to-back hits for the Braves have Atlanta's offense in business yet again.
The grass appears to be really closely cropped. It's in beautiful shape here at Fenway Park. That looked like a changeup, and Johan stayed right on it. That scooted through the infield in that first hop. And I was going to say, too, we showed Tyler leading off over there at first base at a 10-foot lead. He's going to be so flattered that we did the leadoff measurement for Tyler.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you tell him after, after the game.
He's going to be excited.
Yeah. Here's Dansby hitting .273. And that stayed high. 1 ball, no strikes. key man in this inning might be Ron Washington, the Braves' third base coach. You got the catcher, the lead runner at second base. Good arms in the outfield for the Red Sox.
Yeah, all around.
And as you said, if that grass is cut close, hard hit ball might be tough to score Flowers from second. The pitch is hit in the air towards center. Bradley got an excellent jump. Look at him set up. There's the grab and no advance.
Great fundamentals there. The long time and terrific radio voice of the Red Sox, Joe Castiglione, was talking about Jackie Bradley Jr. before the game to us, saying he's the best outfielder I've ever seen. And he said, and I know you guys had Andrew Jones, but I'm talking to you about what I saw and have seen here in Boston.
How many years have you and I worked together? 15 or so?
God, seems longer.
Well, it's great to be back. I can't remember another outfielder making a play the way he caught that ball.
Yeah, he did it right. He got himself in a good position to throw just in case Tyler was tagging.
So that might save a run. Let's see what Albies does. Another good rip. And foul back, strike one. Ozzie looking for his 20th multi-hit game already this year. Broke his bat on the first swing of the night. Ripped a single to left on his second swing. And this one's popped up. Betts in shallow right is there, and he'll make the play, and that retires the side. 2 hits, 2 left for Atlanta. They've stranded 4, no score.
Mentioned it earlier. It's a different looking outfield for the Braves this series. Nick Markakis will get all 3 starts in left as Ronald Acuna Jr. switches over to right field. Now, Nick Markakis hasn't played left field since 2006. He's played 26 total games in left field in his career, and he's only started 3 in Fenway. But Brian Snitker said that he likes that Nick Markakis has the experience in left. And Joe, even though he doesn't have that many starts in left here, don't you think it's going to help him a lot that he's played 79 games here and he is so familiar with just how the wall plays?
Absolutely, Kelsey. You nailed it. That he's seen the ball carry him off the walls in so many different ways, from the scoreboard area to the upper level. He knows how it comes off the wall, and the Braves did take batting practice today, and he got some work in double checking those things too.
Mitch Moreland leads off the second against Julio Teheran. No score. Green Monster 37.2 feet high. And it is listed 310 feet away from home plate down the left field line. And a shot up the middle by Mitch Moreland, who has really impressed the Red Sox with his approach at the plate. And Moreland aboard with his first hit, the first for Boston tonight.
And as you look at the rest of the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota tonight, anytime you mention Mitch Moreland to anybody around the Red Sox camp, they say, that guy can hit. You saw a little evidence of that right there. And here's Xander Bogaerts.
Bogaerts, the shortstop, batting 5th at .286 on the year. Another homegrown Boston player. An international free agent signed in 2009.
And he's just 25. Been in the big leagues a while too. He got here at an early age.
And takes a strike. Bogaerts is from Aruba.
It's one of the ABC Islands. You know what the ABCs are?
Well, since we've worked for so long together, no, I don't.
Well, you got Aruba.
Right. Curacao, right?
There you go. What's the B?
I don't know.
Bonaire.
Bonaire. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Well, you've been away so long, you just kind of. No, welcome back. I know you had a good couple of days with the family.
It was great. Sharply hit. Dansby dives. Great play. Second for one. Atlanta happy to get the lead runner. Dansby Swanson with a super play at shortstop to force Moreland. And the good baseball fans in Boston applaud that play. He took away a hit.
Outstanding, and made a nice throw from an awkward position. Well done.
And you know Julio likes that. So here's Devers. Rafael Devers out of the Dominican. He's 21. He's in his 5th pro year. And didn't get it. Strike one.
He's been scuffling a little bit. They've had some other guys that have been hot. This guy has 9 homers, but everything else not going so well. 52 strikeouts, 186 at bats.
And for a Boston club which has long touted on base percentage, that's a high total. That's a lot. And he cuts and misses. 0-2.
He's solid. 6 feet, 235.
Last year hit a couple of home runs for the Red Sox in their division series against Houston. Is one of 6 players ever with a postseason homer before he turned 21. Here are the names: Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Miguel Cabrera, Andrew Jones, and Mickey Mantle.
Boy, most of those guys are recent. No.
No balls, 2 strikes for Rafael Devers, the Boston third baseman. Bogaerts the lead at first. Boston will run. They've stolen 33 bags.
.02 count. Julio didn't appear to be sure that's what he wanted to throw when he came set. Stepped off. They don't want to make a mistake to a powerful hitter.
And now Flowers out to talk it over. Julio went to 0-2 on each of the first 3 hitters he saw in the first inning. He's 0-2 on Devers here in the second.
Julio presenting his case, and now Tyler countering. Jeff Nelson gave them a pretty good time to talk it over. Let's see what they decided on.
Dansby's got him played up the middle. It's short. The 0-2 pitch. It's caught on and missed.
That was a really good two-seamer. It never had the plate. It tailed farther off the plate, and yet Devers was still swinging at it. Target was off the plate.
Wow. So Devers now 8 for his last 48 at the plate. And there's the second out of the inning for Brock Holt. If memory serves, this guy wears out the Braves.
He does. You're right.
Kind of a silent assassin in the middle of this big name Boston lineup. Holt's a guy that can play all over the place. Fast runner. And a wise acquisition from the Pittsburgh Pirates years ago. Holt's gotten on base in 17 of his last 19. He might be a placeholder tonight for Dustin Pedroia, who was activated from the DL earlier. We showed you that graphically. Pedroia, back from knee surgery, is on the 25-man roster, but not in the starting lineup tonight. And there are those numbers for Holt. 327 in 13 career games. Against the Braves, the pitch.
Last time they played was 2016 here, and I remember that series as being the Brock Holt show. Braves couldn't get him out.
Couldn't get him out. Big Papi, no problem. Hanley Ramirez, no problem. Brock Holt, big problems. 2-0 pitch. Vasquez, the catcher, waits on deck. And on 4 pitches, Holt is at first base. Bogarts to second. And the Red Sox have a 2-out threat in their second turn against Julio. But first things first, here's Vasquez.
This guy doesn't have much going offensively, although he has hit in 4 straight games. But man, oh man, can he catch and throw. Last year threw out 52% of base stealers. That's a huge number.
He's hitting 195. And Julio gets the inside corner call to strike. Love Julio's mound demeanor. He is a panther out there. He's throwing strikes. He's glaring in at the plate. He is locked in. No balls, a strike.
He and Tyler are really having to take a lot of time to get together.
Bogart's the man at second. Holt at first. Big play by Dansby. Swanson took away a hit. And the pitch is lifted towards center. Ender got a great jump. He's streaking and gets there, and that retires the side. Excellent center field play from Bradley, and this time Ender and Ciarte. Atlanta's defense keeps the game scoreless. Acuna, Freeman, and Markakis coming up. of the week. This week's question is, what's your favorite ballpark feature in baseball? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using hashtag ballpark feature, and your answer could be read during our Braves Live postgame show.
Look at that guy.
You ate one of those for lunch yesterday, didn't you?
Not quite like that. Woo! That was a big one. Now, Quincy Market, boy. You're in town here, you got to go down to Quincy Market and have one.
Ronald Acuna leads off and takes outside, ball one. That's a tradition that was handed down to Joe and me from the late great Dave Niehaus, Hall of Fame voice of the Seattle Mariners. They'd make their annual trek to Fenway Park, go to Durgan Park, have a standing lobster roll. Lined up base hit. Holt couldn't catch that. Boy, the Braves are hitting missiles all over this ballpark, but nothing to show for it yet.
That's true.
That's their 4th hit, first for Acuna. The Braves are 12-3 when Ronald has at least 1 hit.
Sinking fastball down in the middle of the zone and went out faster than it came in.
So here are the lefties for Atlanta. Freeman, then Markakis. Freddie struck out on a high fastball his first time. Joe, I know it's May 25th. I know it's early. I know it's our one and only trip to Fenway Park. But you can't help but get really amped up for a game like this when you're facing a team that is so similar to your own in their home park.
I think it's a great test. Like Freddie said in his pregame comments, he said, you know, 2 first-place teams. Boy, I haven't said that in a while. You know, to be able to say that, it's been a while since there was a series to test your mettle for the Atlanta Braves and see how far you've come so far. Whether they win this series or not, they're going to find out what one of the best teams in baseball looks like and what it takes. And maybe they are one.
1-1 pitch. And from a national perspective, I think this is going to be a series that will finally awaken some people as to what's been happening with the Atlanta Braves in 2018. They're still sort of thought of in many quarters as an under-the-radar, I don't want to say fluky story, but a surprise.
Flash in the pan type thing.
Right.
Yeah. They'll fade.
I think that's kind of gone by the boards now. At least if you ask those guys in the Braves locker room. A little flare into shallow center is going to drop. Look at the jump for Bradley. A blue pit for Freeman, and Atlanta's got 2 on, nobody out.
Like he got jammed, but as per usual for Freddie, trying to inside out the ball and go that way, dumped it in there. Oh, this is game 50.
Right.
This is not game 15. I think the Braves have earned the respect of a lot of people who maybe questioned it early on.
And a lot of it having to do with the work the Braves have done against lefties. That's our Bringing Their Best feature, brought to you by Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball. Atlanta's racking up the hits. They've got 5 of them so far.
And what's so cool about that? Those rankings.
Fly ball headed for the gap. That ball's going to get down. It's going to bounce off the monster. 1 run scores. Here comes Freddie to third. They're going to wave him. The throw comes into second. No play at the plate. And Freeman scores standing up on a double by Nick Markakis. And Atlanta strikes first. It's 2-0.
And that's what I was going to say, is that when you rack up those kind of numbers in rankings with at least 3 guys in your lineup every day that's left-handed. Everyday guys. Freddie, Nick, and Ender. Goes with this pitch beautifully. I don't know what Benintendi was doing throwing the ball to second base. You know the guy's going to have at least a double anytime it goes to the wall here. That allowed Freddie to score easily. Good hustle by the big man.
Who's getting in on the fun with Ozzie Albies? He lost his helmet. Wonder if they'll keep track of that in the notes. 2-0 on a Markakis double. Here's Suzuki. Bird bounced out to third his first time up. Braves strike first here in the 3rd inning. 3 consecutive hits.
And even though 2 runs are already in, you still want to, with nobody out, get Nick over to third base.
Markakis with 34 RBIs now. And fouled away a strike. Nick, the leading hitter in the National League over Odubel Herrera of the Phillies. Phillies are playing at home tonight and losing. Toronto 3, Philadelphia nothing. That game's in inning number 3. Atlanta starts action tonight. 1/2 game ahead of the Phillies, 3 ahead of the Mets and the Nationals. Another shot tried at right field. Kirk fouled it away. It's 0-2. Braves are hoping the Red Sox are a little road weary too. They had a late game yesterday. They had to play a night game against the Rays in St. Pete and then fly all the way home to Boston. We're told they got home at 3:30, 4 o'clock or so.
Right, and no batting practice. Alex Cora, the new manager, wanted to give them as much rest as possible before first pitch.
The Braves, meanwhile, were off in Boston yesterday and look fresh and frisky here early. The pitch fouled away. Still 0-2.
Bird angry at himself for missing the last 2 pitches.
So Rodriguez's impressive scoreless streak came to an end here in the 3rd inning. At 10 2/3 of shutout ball. Braves have touched him for 2 runs tonight. And Suzuki can't advance the runner. A high fastball erases him. There's the first out of the inning. So Ender will bat. He bounced out to first in the 2nd. So Inciarte 0 for 1.
The Braves are going up there hacking. Might be a new ballpark for a lot of guys to play in and a new opponent, but they're not changing their approach.
That's another facet that makes this team so unpredictable, is how unpredictable they are about first pitch. They are not afraid to swing at the first pitch. And they can grind with 2 strikes. Rodriguez had to throw a bunch of pitches already. And it's 0-2. Last year, Ender hit .291 against left-handers. The sledding's been rougher for him this year. He's at .213 starting action tonight. He chokes up the pitch. He's over but low. And 1-2. Markakis double plates the game's first 2 runs. Sharply hit to Bogarts at short, who made a nice play with the base runner standing right in front of him. That ball was hard hit.
That was a tough break for Ender. And Nick had to go one way or the other, and fortunately he went back to the bag or he'd have been picked off.
So with 2 outs, Tyler Flowers the last hope for the Braves to cash in a potential 3rd run here. Flowers dumped a single over Mitch Moreland's head for a 2nd inning hit. And a strike. The 1-1 is bounced toward third. Long throw across the diamond in time, and that retires the side. But a productive inning for Atlanta. 3 consecutive hits. The capper, Nick Markakis' first pitch double off the Green Monster that plated the game's first 2 runs. About feature brought to you by Cricket Wireless.
3 straight hits to start the inning. That was outstanding. Nick's got a little scouting note too for his back pocket. Leading the world in hitting.
What a year. So Jackie Bradley Jr., an excellent defender, has struggled this year at the plate. He'll lead off the 3rd inning. Julio now a 2-run advantage. And that's in for a strike. With Hanley Ramirez gone, J.D. Martinez can now DH. That allows Bradley to play every day in the outfield. So the question is, do the Red Sox gain more by adding Bradley's defense than the offense potentially they lose from Hanley Ramirez?
I would say at the expense they sucked up, I'd say they decided that this was the way to go. You don't need all that money on a whim. Sure, it was well thought out.
Bradley, a compensation pick by the Red Sox in 2011. He too has had trouble making contact. A lot of strikeouts. Julio just missed ball 3. Don't want to walk him. Not with Betts and Benintendi coming up.
And not with his struggles. Boy, he is really jumping out there early too. Bradley is taking his hands with him.
So there's a big pitch in the game already for Julio. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And it's bounced to second. Ozzy's got it on a friendly hop. And a nice comeback for Tehran. 1 man down.
And it's so much better than issuing another walk to another left-handed batter, particularly a guy who's batting 9th in your order.
Because now you have to deal with the man batting first, and he's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature. These are the ranks for Mookie Betts, not in the American League, Joe, but all of baseball.
Exactly. Homers 16, runs 49. He's on a pace to score something like 160 runs. He uses one of those axe handle bats. Kurt Suzuki said he might sneak over there and check out some of his wood before he left here.
Here's a good look at the handle. One ball, one strike.
He appears to have some old school tape on it too. And no, he's just got 2 rings. I'm sorry. I thought it went all the way down like intermittent.
Yeah, a lot of the players now use that. I guess the closest approximation would be a golf grip.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It's tacky, spongy, soft. He's got a little of that on there too.
Thought for a minute you were talking about me when you used those adjectives. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. He went around. It's 2-2. It's kind of remarkable when you think of how the technological changes have impacted the game. Would you have ever dreamed that a player would use an axe handle bat 40 years ago or so? And what a change that's helped for players at the plate. I mean, Kurt swears by his.
Right, and easier on his hand.
Benintendi on deck. Full count pitch for Betts. Boston will see a lot of pitches. They work counts. And the Greek god of walks, Kevin Youkilis, was here before the game. Honored as part of the Red Sox Hall of Fame class. In 2018, the 3-2 pitch. Straw came out. There's that high fastball. Up to 92, Joe. 2 outs.
Well, he stepped out on Julio, and Julio never backed off the pitching rubber. He just stood there and stared and waited. And I'm not going to say he had a little extra to fire up there, but I think he was a little ticked off that Betts stepped out on him.
So Betts is 0 for 2. Here's Benintendi, who popped out to Ender Inciarte, who covered 143 feet to make the catch behind second base. And a strike for the Boston left fielder. This is the ultimate guy to get on base via the walk for the Red Sox. Benintendi has 27 of them.
Yeah, he's among the league leaders in that category. He's heating up too. He's hit over 330 his last 2 weeks.
Bounced foul. And Julio a strike away from a shutdown 3rd inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It sails way high.
That one got away from him. They wanted that one in on his hands and missed badly away. But he's sharp tonight. He looks good, like you said. His presence on the mound and expression, very aggressive.
He's thrown strike 1 to 8 of the first 10 Boston hitters tonight. Reasonable pitch count. He'll make his 47th with J.D. Martinez waiting on deck. Always want to worry about him in the 4th inning. Now it's full count. And he struck him out. 3 up, 3 down for Julio, who has struck out 3 Boston Red Sox tonight. Bottom part of the order coming up for Atlanta. Still Braves 2, Red Sox nothing in game 1.
Coors Light. Let's take you out to Boston Common. What a sight. Over 37,000 flags planted for Memorial Day weekend, each flag representing every Massachusetts service member who has lost their life from the Revolutionary War to the present. Chip and Joe, the 9th year that they have done this. What a sight.
I was over there yesterday, Kelsey, walked by that, and it was unreal. That sea of flags was just beautiful, and what a way for Massachusetts to honor their own. I thought it was just beautiful. 37,000 flags.
Johan Camargo pops this one up into shallow center. Holt drifts back and makes the play. And Camargo 1 for 2. He's the first out here in the 4th inning. And we toss around numbers in our game pretty casually, but when you see each one of those flags and you think that was someone who fought for our freedoms and our way of life, how sobering is that?
Well, I'm not sure what the attendance is here anymore because of all the expansion they've made. It might be 42. Think of it in those terms.
Yeah. Amazing. So hope you'll reflect on that this holiday weekend. As Dansby Swanson goes to work, he's 0 for 1, a fly out to center. And he showed bunt, drew the bat back, but took a strike anyway. Nationals are winning tonight 2-0 over Miami. That game's in the 4th inning. Mets are getting underway in Milwaukee. No score at Miller Park. Here it's 2-0 Braves. Wind blowing out toward the monster. As Dansby digs in and takes off the plate. A ball and a strike on a missed changeup. A lot of Braves fans made this weekend visit to Fenway Park as well. That's smoke down the line, but headed for the seats.
I just looked it up. The capacity for a night game, which is funny that it's different from a day game. Night game capacity 37,755.
So excellent perspective on what's on display in the Boston Common. Rodriguez throwing a lot of strikes, 40 of them out of his 59 pitches. The Braves, though, have racked up 6 hits. There is such a thing as throwing too many strikes. And the balls that have been hit by Atlanta, 5 of the 6 were really hit hard. We won't have a red light on a 3-2 count. If it's close, it'll be green for go. Full count. And he chased and didn't get it. So an 89-mile-an-hour fastball retires Swanson. 2 up, 2 down. Back to the top of the order we go, and it's time for tonight's landmark Always Best Always feature.
Last 15 road games, Braves have won 12 of them. Good average on the runs per game. Starters ERA has been outstanding, 189. I thought Gohara pitched great 2 nights ago in Philadelphia. Took the loss, but pitched well. He has been placed on the bereavement list to go to Brazil and check on his mom, who's in the hospital. And in his place, Matt Whistler's been called up from Gwinnett.
1 ball, no strikes for Ozzie. 5 straight Braves have been set down by Rodriguez. And up and away. 2-0 the count. And ball 4. 4 straight puts Albies aboard with 2 outs. That is walk number 2. And let's see if Acuna can chase Ozzie around here.
Might be opportunity for Ozzie to run 6 out of 8 in stolen bases, but as I told you, Vasquez can really throw. Red Sox are a good defensive ball club too. They're tied for 5th in the American League. They've made 25 errors. Real solid up the middle, and will get better when Pedroia is in there.
A swing and a miss. Yeah, the surgery for Pedroia sounds really odd.
Yeah, and I was going to say they assume it will be better. Cartilage transplant.
Yeah, like replacement surgery?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never heard of that one. Pedroia, one of the game's great stars. It'll be great for the Boston fans to have one of their fan favorites back in action. That's fouled back. Nationals fans are hoping to say the same thing about Daniel Murphy. He's going off on a rehab now. He's coming back from microfracture knee surgery. So they pitch around Albies. A 4-pitch base on balls has him at first. They're going after Acuna, who's behind 0-2. If he hits a pop-up, it might go to left the way the wind's blowing toward the monster. And the pitch. Straighten him up inside.
Rodriguez not shy at all about pitching inside.
Fly ball center and right at Bradley, who makes the grab, and that retires the side. Middle of the order in the home 4th. 2-0 Braves in game 1. Brought to you by Geico. We take you back to 1935. Babe Ruth, now playing for the Boston Braves, hits 3 home runs against the Pirates. The 3rd homer of that game would be Babe Ruth's 714th and final home run of his remarkable career.
It's a great video right there from Braves Field, which is still standing.
How about that view of Fenway Park?
Beautiful.
From right center field. Gorgeous night. Julio Teheran dealing. He has struck out 3 through 3. He leads 2-0. He's got Martinez, Moreland, and Bogarts coming up.
You know, that shot that you just saw looking back, I remember when they first redid the press box up here, and people were calling it looked like a dog track grandstand. You look at all the glass and everything. And I didn't think so at all. I thought it was terrific and gave the outfielders a little better background to read balls off the bat.
This is, in my opinion, one of the best vantage points we have. We are right on top of the plate. The pitch got on and missed. Martinez way out in front.
Good off speed.
Since the All-Star break last year, you are looking at the man with the most homers and most RBIs in the major leagues. Not Stanton, not Judge, not Trout, but J.D. Martinez.
He almost single-handedly put Arizona in the postseason. And this was a guy that Houston had and waived because he wasn't doing much. And the Tigers took him because of the Avila family and how they knew him. Took a chance on him. Al, of course, now the GM for the Tigers. And he got it turned around.
Did he ever? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shift on for Martinez. And up and in. It's really interesting following his free agency too, because from the moment he became a free agent, everyone in baseball said he's going to Boston.
Yeah, that's right.
And he had to wait a while until the Red Sox offer was accepted. And here he is. 2-2 pitch. Hammered deep left. Did he get enough? He did. It's a line drive homer into the monster seats. J.D. Martinez puts Boston on the board with his 16th homer.
I was hoping it had some top spin and was going to hit the top of the wall, but I think it skipped right off the top of the wall, then off the light tower. Breaking ball. Yep. Hanger inside. That's what's been plaguing Julio his last 3 starts, last 2 starts coming in.
So the lead cut in half. It's now 2-1. And Mitch Moreland, the batter. He has a base hit in his first trip for the Red Sox.
Had him 0-2 also. Right on the top of the fence and short hopping that standard.
So Julio's allowed 10 homers this year. Martinez has hit 16 of them. And now the 2-0 pitch is right there, a strike. Moreland hails from Braves country. He was born in, I apologize if I pronounce this incorrectly, from Amory, Mississippi. He lives in Pelham, Alabama. And is signed through 2019 here in Boston. Former Texas Ranger. And now ball 3.
Look at Julio's hand here, and look how he is under this breaking ball. He wasn't on top of it, and when you're under it and you just throw that spinner, it just comes out of your hand and it has a frisbee, as they say. Not going to get any break.
So dangerous count for Moreland, 3-1. Julio got the corner. Xander Bogaerts is on deck. Popped him up. Acuna back. And to the edge of the track is there. That's a long pop-up.
It was.
But Moreland's retired for the first out. The wind is blowing out, so every fly ball will have your heart skipping a beat or two. That was close, but the first out. Here's Bogaerts. Robbed by Dansby Swanson his first time up. And a strike. Bogaerts turns 26 in October.
Once again, they're having trouble getting on the same page.
One ball, one strike. Look at Bogaerts' numbers in 2017. They were down from a spectacular 2016 year that saw him hit 21 homers. He hit just 10 homers last season, but had a hand problem that really sapped his strength in the second half of the year. He got hit by a pitch on July 6th against the Rays and wasn't the same guy offensively.
Hands, fingers, and wrists as a hitter. Boy, even the smallest of injuries can really cause trouble. Like with Dansby's wrist, I was so glad the Braves put him on the shelf for a few days and let that calm down.
3 balls and a strike for Bogaerts. And he takes a shot at the monster in this one, a no-doubter. On a 3-1 pitch, Bogaerts ties the game with his 7th homer. It's 2-2.
Another slider, Chip. Let her high. He's not on top of that pitch.
Would that qualify as the old cement mixer?
Yes, it does.
That went over the signage and out of the ballpark. So we're back square at 2 apiece. And Devers, the hitter, he struck out in the second.
Julio's last 2 starts, he's gotten no decisions. That's somewhat of a miracle. 11 innings, 11 hits, 10 runs. He struck out a ton of guys, 18 of them in 11 innings, but also 8 walks. And the reason I say it's a bit of a miracle is because he was the guy who was going to be the pitcher of record last Sunday until the Braves rallied and won against Miami and scored all those runs in the 9th inning. The 2 starts prior to that, he was awesome. 13 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. Just has not been able to put together a good run of success to keep that running.
And Chuck Hernandez out for a chat as Julio's spraying the ball around here in this inning. He's been deep in the count, behind in the count. Almost every Boston hitter.
Well, I wonder if not being able to, or it appears that they're not able to work together, he and Tyler, that they're on a different page. I wonder if that's frustrating him some. Well, pitchers love to be in rhythm, get the ball back, toe on the rubber, look in for the sign, go right back into what they want to do.
Well, that mound demeanor I talked about earlier has vanished with 2 homers here. And Brock Holt, the batter, he earned the first of 2 Julio Teheran bases on balls. Tough man to double up. Brock's got good speed. There's a good breaking ball in for a strike. You're going to give up home runs in this park. You prefer not to, obviously, but you can live with 2 solos. It's now basically a 0-0 game. And the Braves will have their 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up in the 5th.
He's got to regroup after the 2 homers. Gives up a walk to a guy who's been ice cold.
And they just picked him off. Julio with those great quick feet picks off Devers. 2 outs. That'll help.
Sure does. He was going.
He tried the swim move, but he should have gone with the breaststroke, not the freestyle.
Yeah, he should have gone underwater if he could figure that out.
Strike 2 for Brock Holt. To first, Freddie got the hop he liked, and that retires the side. 2 spinning sliders were hit out of the ballpark. J.D. Martinez his 16th. Xander Bogaerts his 7th. New game, 2-2 score. pitcher.
Last 14 games, 392 average, over 1,000 OPS, 4-9. Home runs are now up to 9 on the year.
And he leads off our 5th inning, presented by Audi. Freeman, Markakis, and Suzuki coming up. New life for Eddie Rodriguez, who's making his 72nd pitch. And missed outside, ball 2. Good cut, but he missed it. 2 balls and a strike.
I don't remember in the past, and I certainly don't remember as a player there being these dark spots here at Fenway Park. There's one out in left center between the outfielders. There's one out kind of in a triangle between the second baseman, the right fielder, and the center field. You can see it on the camera. Got these giant light towers. But there are some definite dark spots, especially that one out in left center.
Full count pitch for Freddie Freeman. And he didn't get it. Nice comeback for Rodriguez, who's got 5 strikeouts. Looks like a different guy after the 3rd inning.
Yeah, he did that with fastballs on Freddie too. He's got to feel pretty good. He's back even again after the homers.
So here's Markakis. He ambushed a pitch early in the count in the 3rd inning. That double brought home Acuna and Freeman. There's a count for both of the Braves' runs.
And it was on a better swing than that one.
.22 multi-hit games for Markakis this year. He's walked and doubled tonight. And didn't get that one. It's 0-2. There's the change. Braves and Red Sox neck and neck here in the 5th inning. One ball, 2 strikes. Kurt Suzuki's the Braves DH. He waits on deck. Braves haven't gotten much out of their DH in interleague play. Maybe tonight Kurt can change that. And the pitch. Fought off and off the protective netting here.
Yeah, the Red Sox have done a nice job running that netting all the way down to the spot where the stands kind of jut out near the 3rd base foul line.
That's an even better job. How about that? Young fan got a souvenir under the netting. It's downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Look how happy she is.
A great look on her face.
The 2-2 is outside, full count. Alex Cora's got himself a real good baseball team. He's also got a 1-game lead in the East in American League play. And strike 3. Markakis flinched, and he knew he was out. 6 strikeouts for Rodriguez. Back-to-back punch-outs here in inning number 5.
His first one that was a called third strike, and it may have been the first time all night that he started that slider in, a front door slider. More like a cutter at that speed.
Kurt Suzuki, the Braves DH. The Braves have 16 all-time homers in interleague play against the American League. That is not a lot. And you know how many home runs the Braves DH has had in interleague play last year?
None.
0.
Yeah. I knew that the numbers were not very good. Six strikeouts for Rodriguez, and I can tell you firsthand that that is a long walk from home plate to the dugout at Fenway Park.
It's a ways down the line, isn't it? Oh. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's bounced off the netting. And the count 1-2.
You walk and you walk and you walk. You got your head down. You're mad, and you think, "Golly, where's the dugout?" And you look out, and you're halfway.
And again, everyone's offering encouragement on the way back, right?
Yeah, those people right there behind, right there next to the dugout, they are very sympathetic.
1-2 pitch. Pop back toward us and overhead. Well, despite the fact that you had to make that walk only occasionally here, was this your favorite place to play?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
And the fans were good to me. Fans in center field were really good to me. They would call me Okie Joe and sing Oklahoma to me.
Really?
Yes. Not kidding. Back in the days when you Xerox copies of things, you know.
Yeah.
Some guy brought the words to the song and passed them out there so everybody would sing in unison.
Oh, how great is that?
It was pretty cool. Maybe the fact that I was buying them all beers and having them sent, I don't know if that helped.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Very passionate, very knowledgeable fans here in Boston. 2-2. Up the middle. Bogarts behind the bag. That was slick and a perfect throw. 3 up, 3 down. Rodriguez has a shutdown inning. Bottom part of the order coming up. Still tied 2 apiece. First place Braves, first place Red Sox. What else could you want?
Some big hits. 2-run double by Nick in the 3rd inning. And then solo homers by Martinez and Bogarts in the 4th. Julio needs a good inning, a good tight inning.
Yeah. A walk, 2 hanging sliders that turned into 2 Boston runs. Red Sox have now hit 73 home runs. Their 71 total coming into action tonight was the most ever in Red Sox history through 50 games.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
But again, their solos and the 2-run cushion means we're just tied. There's a good start. He got ahead of Vasquez, the catcher, and flied out to center and is 0 for 1.
Red Sox come to Atlanta and SunTrust Park in September. Labor Day, September 3rd, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 4th and 5th. And both teams would tell you right now they'd like to be exactly where they are today.
No doubt. No doubt. What a finish it could be for the Braves in 2018. First the pitch, which is off Julio's glove. Ozzie had to change directions at second, and he did beautifully. That's a 1-4-3 put out to retire Vasquez for the opening out of the inning. Braves play the Phillies in back-to-back series to end the season, or back-to-back weeks, I should say. The final 3 games of the year in Philadelphia against what are now the 2nd place Phillies.
I hope they have a lot riding on it for the Atlanta Braves' sake. And it would be so exciting.
Bradley unloads and cracks that one toward right center. That's down by the 420 side. There's a couple of crazy caroms, and Bradley's on his way to 3rd. You have to deal with the monster, you have to deal with the curved wall and right, then you got to deal with the Bermuda Triangle at 420 in center.
That triangle has so many different angles. I mean, that's a home run to any other part of the ballpark, and he hit a laser out there, real low line drive. So it bounces off, short hops the padding, then hits the wall, and the spin takes it off that edge of that garage door type apparatus. Triple.
First of the year for Bradley. And now Betts the batter. The Braves infield's going to creep in. A rare 0 for 2 for Betts so far. He's flied out and struck out. Julio would love another strikeout here. And Mookie takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. That's also from Braves country. Lives in Brentwood, Tennessee.
He was a 5th-round draft pick in 2011.
Began his pro career as a second baseman. The Red Sox converted him to an outfielder in 2014. And he's won 2 Gold Gloves in the last 2 years. What a player. The pitch.
His nickname was for former Atlanta Hawk and University of Oklahoma point guard Mookie Blaylock.
Did not know that. You would think a man that loves to bowl in his spare time would have an excellent command of the strike zone.
Yeah.
And Blaylock, excuse me, Mookie Betts does. He's got a couple of perfect games. In fact, participated in the PBA's World Series of Bowling twice. Pretty impressive. Ahead in the count here, 3-1. Didn't get it. Went for the downs and came up empty. Full count.
Up in the zone. That's what struck him out last time. Couldn't get on top of it. Good pitch.
Do you go there again?
I think I would.
We're about to find out. It's taken high.
He tried.
So Betts walks. That is number 3 for Julio, and it brings up Benintendi. The double play, however, in order here. Benintendi is popped out and struck out.
And that gives Betts an equal number of walks to strikeouts. Beg your pardon, he's one short. 23 walks, 24 strikeouts.
And entered hitting 362. Yikes. Julio needs a ground ball here.
Infield backs up. Camargo might come home, but it looks like they're going to try for a 2 up the middle if they get it.
Julio's already picked off one batter. Let's see if that keeps Betts close at first. Keep an eye on Bradley as that pickoff throw's coming to first base. He is breaking very hard off the third base bag.
Benintendi's only hit into one double play. Fly ball guy.
One ball, no strikes.
Missing arm side.
Yep, that's been a problem for him the last couple of starts. And in this spot, I wonder how aggressively he would think about throwing that slider, which has cost him 2 runs on the 2 homers.
If he does, he needs to throw it that back foot, bury it down and in.
Two balls, no strikes. That's been a big pitch for him all year long. 90 to 91 mile an hour fastball that hitters just can't catch up to, up in the zone.
It's been a good spot for him tonight, that's for sure. Biddle loosening up.
The 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back at a good cut. So here's the big pitch for Julio. 2-2, 2 on, 1 out, tie game at 2 apiece. Just past 9 o'clock in the East.
And Betts, if he's thinking about running on this 3-2 count, or it's 2-2, beg your pardon. As much as Julio's thrown over, he's got to be careful.
Not going to pitch. Fouled away. This is something else we're told the Red Sox do a lot and do very effectively. When they get to 2 strikes, Joe, they can keep the at-bat alive.
Well, they foul off a lot of pitches. And they do it with aggressive swings, too. They're not choking up and trying to go, in his case, to left field. They're taking big hacks.
So another 2-2 pitch to Benintendi. Instead to first. And that one almost got away. Runner goes. Fly ball well hit toward left center. Ender is back to the track. He'll make the catch. Bradley will tag and score on the sacrifice fly, and the Red Sox have the lead. So Julio got the 2 strikes, but Benintendi skies one toward the gap, and he drives home his 30th run, and Boston has its first lead of the weekend.
Good at bat by Benintendi. Like I said, a fly ball guy doesn't hit in any double plays to speak of, and got something he can lift.
So 2 for Boston in the 4th, 1 here in the 5th, and JD Martinez the batter. Braves going to check and make sure that Mookie Betts re-tagged. And apparently he did. So that appeal is denied.
Twelve out of 14 on stolen bases for Betts. A complete player.
Runner goes. The pitch a strike. The throw to second. Way late.
It's a high leg kick by Julio that time, and guessing correctly, Betts had a huge jump by the time Julio let it go. No chance for Tyler.
So Betts has 13 of the Red Sox 34 stolen bases. And now a hit could mean another run. Martinez homered his last at bat. He's glad to be back at Fenway Park after a 1-for-11 series against Tampa Bay. And that split the plate. It's 0-2. See if Julio can put him away and get the Braves bats in play.
You know, that 2-strike count has not been kind to him in terms of finishing guys off.
Heavy workload for Tehran in the 4th and again here in the 5th. Got enough of that to stay alive. It's still a ball and 2 strikes.
Had some pretty good heat on it too at 92.
Sharply hit, but Ozzy's there. Had his man played perfectly, and that retires the side. A 1-out triple and a sac fly puts Boston in front. We go to the 6th inning.
Blast.
So it's 6-3 Toronto. Here it's 3-2 Boston as the Braves go to work in the 6th inning. A triple by Jackie Bradley and a run-scoring sac fly has put the Red Sox in front. The Braves' runs came in the 3rd inning. 3 consecutive hits against Rodriguez, who's been brilliant since. He's retired 9 of the last 10 Braves in order, with a walk to Albies sprinkled in between. That's the last Braves base runner.
It's kind of what happened to Atlanta 2 nights ago against Arrieta. They never crossed the plate on Jake, but he was in trouble in the 2nd inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Braves didn't score, and then boy, oh boy, did he go to work, sitting down 4 straight innings, 5 straight innings without facing a man over the limit.
We saw Heath Hembree getting ready in the Boston bullpen. Red Sox pen has been excellent this year. And you know who anchors the 9th inning for him. So just as soon get the lead and keep Craig Kimbrell out of the equation if possible. The pitch. Cut on and missed. Ender's 0 for 3 tonight. That's 7 strikeouts for Rodriguez. 1 away.
Fastball away. Looked like Ender was still thinking, trying to pull the ball.
10 strikeouts, the season high for Rodriguez. That came May 5th at Texas. He has a 13 strikeout game for his big league high. Here's Tyler Flowers, 1 for 2. A strike. Braves had first and second, 1 out. In the second, couldn't score. They had Markakis at second with 2 runs in, nobody out, couldn't bring him home. This one slowly hit toward Bogarts at short. Catcher running, and a strong throw for out number 2. Eleven out of 12 set down by Rodriguez. Margot had a second inning hit and popped out his last time up.
Reminder from Vasquez before he threw that ball back to Rodriguez to keep his front shoulder closed.
And a sure sign a pitcher's feeling his oats is how quickly he is working. All of a sudden, Rodriguez is working at warp speed. He's about to make his 100th pitch.
We talked about that run support he's been getting. They certainly bounced back to help him out tonight.
Third highest run support total in the big leagues at over 7 per game. He's got 3 to play with tonight, and now he leads by a run. Braves had 6 hits with nobody out in the 3rd inning. Have not had a hit since. And that's outside. Camargo coaxes a 2-out walk, and Dansby Swanson will be the hitter. And Alex Cora, I believe, is on his way out at 101 pitches. That might be the end of the line for Rodriguez. And that will indeed be the case. 5 2/3 of terrific work for Rodriguez. 6 hits through the first 3 innings. No hits the rest of the way, and the faithful at Fenway give him a big cheer as Boston leads by 1.
Sox from Fenway Park, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Well, great work by our videographer Sean Farnham here in Boston. Some of the sights from around the Back Bay here in Boston, Mass. And the prettiest sight of all is here in Fenway Park in Boston, where the Braves and Red Sox meet in Game 1. Heath Hembree is on to pitch. He'll face Dansby Swanson with a man aboard and 2 out.
He's from Braves country. He's graduated from Broome, South Carolina High School, went to the College of Charleston and University of South Carolina. Big guy, and you see a lot of strikeouts and innings pitched. 6'4", 223. Fastball tops out at about 97 with a curve and a slider.
Well, the Braves have been very good with 2 outs this year. Let's see if Dansby can find a way to get Camargo home or get the lineup card turned over. And he went around at strike 1. Rodriguez went 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Camargo his responsibility at first. Hembree ahead of Swanson, who's 0 for 2. And cued foul just like that. Dansby's 0 2.
One of the things that might be an advantage with 2 outs as a base runner is that a good Red Sox left fielder is always good at deking base runners into thinking they're going to catch the ball when it's actually going to hit off the wall. With 2 out, you don't have to worry about that. You can just run.
Yeah, Benintendi trying to do that on Markakis' double, but the Braves weren't buying what he was selling. And Atlanta cashed in the first 2 runs of the game. Boston scored the last 3, and that's where we stand. The 1-2 pitch. Somehow got a piece of that.
That was a tough pitch.
Red Sox got Hembree from the Giants for Jake Peavy at the deadline in 2014. And now the 1-2 pitch. No swing. It's 2-2.
As yes, umpiring at first tonight. Another tough pitch to lay off too by Dansby.
Diaz will have the plate for Game 2 tomorrow, a day game. Sean Newcomb and Drew Pomeranz get after it at 1:05 on Saturday in Boston. The pitch, swing and a miss. That'll take care of Atlanta in the 6th inning. Hembree takes care of Swanson, who's 0 for 3.
MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. A lot of Braves fans made the trek in for the weekend for this series.
My Delta flight from Atlanta this morning was packed with fans coming up for the weekend. And they've been treated to a good ball game. Score's not to Braves fans' liking, but there's still time to change that. 3-2 game. Julio's given up a couple of homers, but otherwise has pitched really solid baseball again tonight. We got Moreland, Bogarts, and Devers coming up. Took a little off and got the call, even count.
But he needs his slider. He needs to have confidence to use his slider. When they hit 2 homers off of it, then he's a little reluctant to go to it again for fear of the same thing happening. When the slider's on, he's almost unbeatable.
And then when you don't have either confidence or the results with the slider, and you keep missing arm side with your fastball, you get counts like 2-1, 3-1, and then you have big problems, especially against a lineup like this one. A cue shot rolls foul. Oh, the ball girl couldn't make the play. Bad hop got her.
Yeah. I met a couple in the hotel last night from Savannah that came up just for today, just for tonight's game. They only had tickets for tonight. Oh man, I may have missed her and got the bucket.
Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a pretty pitch. Moreland's caught looking. And Julio has his first strikeout since the 3rd inning. That's his 4th in the game.
Popped him inside. Beauty.
Here's Bogarts, a no doubt about it homer over the monster his last time up. All of a sudden, a little more pep in the step of Julio, who's pounding the strike zone here in the 6th. Even count. Milwaukee leads the Mets 3-2 in the 4th. Washington and Miami tied 4-4 in the 7th. Rebecca told you Toronto leads the Phillies 6-3 in the 7th. Later on tonight in the National League, San Diego visits the Dodgers. Reds lead 2-1 in Colorado early, and the Giants fell at Chicago 6-2 to the Cubs.
There's the welterweight Joe Kelly loosening up. Who was it that went after him? Charged the mound? And Kelly got in a fight. I've forgotten already.
Yeah.
It was really hard. I don't know anything about his right cross, but his fastball's lively.
Who's the bullpen coach for the Red Sox?
Tiny Johnson. That's Craig Bjornsson.
Three-two pitch right back where it came from, and Julio makes the play. A stitch in time saves 9, and Julio robs Bogarts.
Well, he's one of the best fielders on the field. He ought to be considered for a Gold Glove every year at his position. He's just a solid player. He's the best bunter on the team. Does a lot of things to help himself.
Here's Devers. He struck out and walked. Well, back to the bullpen coach. The shot that we had of Kelly at first glance, when you saw the bullpen coach, he looked exactly like Bartolo Colon. I mean,
Oh, yeah, good call.
swing and a miss.
Yeah, sure did.
For a minute, I thought the Red Sox signed him too. One ball, one strike. It's 2-1. Braves will have the top of the order in the 7th. 3-2 Boston. Again, as you said, Devers is a guy that's really been struggling at the plate of late. 53 strikeouts, 11 walks for him. Don't want to lose him. Make him put it in play. He did. And a one-hopper right to Ozzie. Julio with a 360 spin and a fist pump. He did his job. 3 up, 3 down for the Red Sox. We go to the 7th. Top of the order coming up.
Fenway Park, you think of the Green Monster. This entire ballpark is covered in history, and the walls in there are covered with it as well, literally. So, Dansby Swanson, first trip to Fenway Park. The players love coming here. They take it all in, and he checked out inside the Green Monster today. They had Jesse Biddle down there, Dan Winkler. They did the long-standing tradition of signing the wall. Freddie Freeman, on the other hand, has been here 4 times, but never went inside of the Green Monster. But with his dad on the trip, no better time. They both signed it. Chip and Joe, this is truly a baseball fan's heaven.
Love this place. It's a lot of fun, Kelsey, and to get a peek inside the Green Monster, what a wonderful way to start the day. As Joe Kelly's on for his 23rd game, former Cardinal.
And he can bring it. He can throw 100 miles an hour. Curveball, slider.
He's on a nice roll. He's gone 6 straight scoreless outings. That covers 5 1/3 innings for the Red Sox.
I think it ought to pass a rule that if you throw 100, you can't throw anything else.
Yeah,
that's all you got. That's all you're allowed.
that might work.
You want to throw 98, okay, you can mix in something else.
Well, that's against the rules. If you throw 100, you gotta never dial it back, apparently, in this day and age in the game. The pitch is lifted toward left and playable. Benintendi's there for the easy catch. There's out number 1. John Lackey, Corey Luttrell, and Cash went to the Cardinals for Joe Kelly and Alan Craig. And if you recall, Alan Craig for the Cardinals was a sensational hitter.
Yeah.
Who just seemingly overnight lost it. Just wasn't the same guy.
Red Sox were sorely disappointed in that because he would have been a monster in this ballpark.
One out for Acuna, who's 1 for 3. He scored the second Atlanta run on the Markakis double. Chopper hit toward third. That's foul. And Acuna heads back to the box. 0-1. After the Braves are through here in the 7th inning, stay tuned for the stretch. It's presented by Advance Auto Parts. Rebecca Capel is in our Atlanta studios with Brian Jordan, who had his bobblehead day in St. Louis last week.
Yeah, how cool was that?
Off the end of the bat foul. I think Brian's got a whole case of them ready, signed, ready to deliver to our booth when we get back home. We got to, hope so, start a collection. As you see the Braves pen, a couple of lefties, Minter and Biddle. In a 3-2 game. It wasn't so long ago, 25 years ago, guys that threw 95 were really rarities in our sport. Average fastball velocity continues to creep up. Bullpen specialization continues to be the norm, and end of game scoring continues to decline because of the overpowering work by these God-given lightning bolt throwing relief pitchers that we see pretty much every game.
I'm glad you said given.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not what the hitters would say.
Right. And that almost got Acuna's knuckles. He fouled it off. And the reason I bring up 95, and you've mentioned 100 a couple times, the Cardinals have a guy named Jordan Hicks who threw a ball 105 miles an hour to the Phillies. I wonder if 10 years from now we'll be saying, oh, remember when 99 was impossible to hit?
Maybe.
And if that's the case, how does baseball and how do hitters remedy that? Pretty amazing. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There are doctors, orthopedic guys who will tell you the arm is not made to do that. It's not made to throw that hard and put that kind of stress. You know, a short period of time, sure, but long haul, no.
Well, Kelly doesn't want to walk Acuna in front of Freddie Freeman. Ronald ought to see something good to hit. The pitch. And he missed it. Center cut slider that was up, and he's down on strikes. Atlanta struck out 9 times again tonight. Punch-outs have been piling up the last week or so. And now with the bases empty and 2 outs, Boston employs a shift. They're giving Freeman up the middle if he wants to guide one that way. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. And he takes a strike.
Freddie's 1 for 7 against him. A couple of strikeouts. Now this shift makes more sense to have Devers move a little more toward where the shortstop would play. Because it's not like you're guarding against a triple down the third baseline. It's not going to happen unless the outfielder falls down.
And if he decides to just shoot a ball that way, that's a win for the Red Sox. They'll take their chances with the next batter, even if it's a hitter as talented as Markakis. One ball, one strike. And that stayed high, 2-1.
Tyler Austin of the Yankees was the guy that charged the mound on Kelly. They had a little tussle.
The 2-1 is pulled toward first and foul. Nice play by Moreland. And now it's 2-2.
That was an 88-mile-an-hour changeup. Seen Freddie do that a lot, where he throws that top hand out there and hooks a ball down the right field line.
The 2-2 pitch. Talked a lot about the Braves and Phillies and how they finish. How about the Red Sox? They have 9 games with the Yankees head-to-head from September 14th to the 30th.
Wow.
Including the final 3 games of the regular season here at Fenway Park.
That would be huge.
Payoff pitch. And Freeman takes a walk. Kelly thought he got it there, but it missed. And Atlanta has an opening now for Nick Markakis. Nick has knocked in the 2 Atlanta runs. Maybe Kelly can make a mistake and Nick can guide one inside the pesky pole down the right field line. But pulling this guy, no easy chore.
No. Only the 9th walk he's issued. Starter coming through the Cardinals system. In his first year in the big leagues, 2012, made 16 starts for the Cardinals, 15 the next year. 2013, he went 10-5 with a 2.69 ERA.
That's pretty good. Freeman at first, 2 outs. Little number toward the mound, and Kelly handles the hop and flips to first, and that's the inning. 7th inning stretch time in Boston. 3-2 Red Sox lead in game 1. Let's send it back to Atlanta. Rebecca Capel standing by. Studios. Here it's 3-2 Boston. Tough pill to swallow for Julio Teheran. He gives up 4 hits, 2 of them homers, and he's trailing by a run after 6.5.
Jesse Biddle's 13th appearance, first at Fenway Park. And we'll see a left-hander in Holt. And another in Jackie Bradley, the third batter due up this inning.
Brock Holt has walked and has bounced out to first.
Red Sox only have 4 hits, 2 homers and a triple.
Yeah. So it makes it so tough for Teheran. Reds had some early chances in the game, but could only muster the pair in the 3rd inning. And there's a bunt try. That's a beauty. No play for Camargo. Brock Holt continues to torment the Braves. He's aboard for a second time. A perfectly executed bunt to lead off the home 7th.
See how he stayed and didn't leave the box too soon? You're going to bunt to third. Be precise. Base hit or a foul ball. If you're running and trying to leave the box too early, you might somehow roll over the top of it and pull it right back to the pitcher. That was very well done fundamentally by Mr. Holt.
They've got the catcher up there, Vasquez. He's a double play candidate. As this one's poked towards second, and Albies ranges out, makes a nice play behind the bag. And Vasquez retired on 1 pitch. And here's Bradley.
Number 19, that kind of in keeping with some other great center fielders for the Red Sox. Freddie Lynn wore 19. Originally played with Boston before going to Anaheim.
One on, one out. And in for a strike. Washington's taken a 5-4 lead over Miami. The Marlins down in the 7th. They also lost Martin Prado, who got hurt again. Hamstring. Swing and a miss. Pittsburgh's leading St. Louis 8-1. Clint Hurdle and the Pirates have to be one of the more pleasant surprises in the National League after they traded Garrett Cole, after they traded Andrew McCutchen. Pirates hanging in there in the National League Central. And a leapfrog past St. Louis. And hope the Mets can help them out. The Mets are playing Milwaukee tonight. And a sweeping slider takes care of Bradley, who thought it was outside. Jeff Nelson said that was a strike, and that's a fact, Jack. He's headed to the dugout. 2 outs.
Brian Snitker's headed out of the dugout. Good pitch.
So Biddle faces 3 hitters, retires 2 of them. The bunt single by Holt is the only blemish for Biddle's line tonight. And Atlanta delves deeper into the bullpen. Mookie Betts is coming on. 3-2 Red Sox. with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Top of the order coming up for the Red Sox. And the top of the order will be faced by Matt Whistler, who is, as Joe said, the man replacing Luis Gohara on the Braves roster tonight.
All 3 of those games, though, Chip, as you know, were as a starter that he's been in this year. So now he's in the bullpen, and he's made 21 career appearances out of the pen, but he's had a lot more success as a starter. His career numbers as a reliever, 0-0, no record, but a 7.98 ERA, and boy, does he have a tough customer here.
As part of our Rocket Mortgage breakdown, Albies and Betts squaring off tonight in Game 1 at Fenway Park. Betts 0 for 2 with a walk. Albies 1 for 3 with a walk. And the first pitch popped up down the line in right. Freeman on the run, can't get there. And a long, loud pop-up foul for strike 1 for Mookie Betts.
Very little foul territory here, as you can imagine.
Again, Acuna playing right field at Fenway Park. Nick Markakis, more experience handling the Green Monster, is in left. Neither Braves outfield cornermen have been challenged tonight. As a delayed steal, Holt on his way to second and gets there very easily. Flowers threw that from his knees. So now you've got a problem. You got a 1-1 count, and the leading hitter in baseball in the box with a runner in scoring position in a 1-run Red Sox game.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. And it was perfect because it was a ball in the dirt. Tyler had no chance. Brock Holt is a baseball player. He knows how to do things, and he does them fundamentally as well as anybody.
Fly ball, wallop deep left field. It's into the monster seats.
The Braves pitched to him, and he made him pay. Hanging slider again.
I think we figured out the Red Sox can hit that pitch over the wall. 3 homers tonight, and Boston now with a lot of breathing room. It's a 5-2 game. They're a little late changing the scoreboard in left. It's the manually operated board that Kelsey was talking about. I kind of like that score better.
Yeah.
So Brock Holt got it started with the bunt single. Biddle got the next 2 outs. Betts hits a hanger over the fence for a 2-run homer. His 17th of the year. Now it's 2-2 for Benintendi.
Yeah, J.D. Martinez had tied him briefly.
Popped up. Camargo behind third at the foul line and in foul ground makes the play. So a bunt single, a stolen base, and then a hanging slider to Mookie Betts. And the Braves pay the ultimate price to him. A 2-run homer extends the Red Sox lead. It's now 5-2. It'll be a special game here at Fenway Park tomorrow for local boy Sean Newcomb, who has become the de facto ace of the Braves staff. He'll pitch against the Red Sox and face Drew Pomeranz. We're on the air at 12:30 with Braves Live. First pitch at 1:05 from historic Fenway Park. 3 homers by Boston. They now lead 5-2, and Matt Barnes is going to come on.
Check out those averages against him. 192 and 116. He throws 94 to about 97. Curveball, slider.
So as it stands now, Craig Kimbrell is definitely in play for the Red Sox for the 9th inning if needed. It's a 5-2 lead as Barnes misses outside. A former #1 pick of the Red Sox out of Yukon.
What a thrill for him to stay in the Northeast.
Suzuki pops it out of play, foul, a strike. Everybody knows about Craig Kimbrell, the Boston closer. Coming into this season, Matt Barnes has pitched in more games than any other Boston pitcher the last 2 years. 132 appearances in 2016 and 17.
Braves need some base runners, something that's been hard to come by since the 3rd inning.
Hits have been hard to come by too.
Yeah, none since the 3rd inning.
Markakis's RBI double, the last Atlanta hit. And that one overthrown. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Day game tomorrow, day game Sunday. Then the Braves are back home Monday for a day-night doubleheader with the Mets. Fouled away by Suzuki. It's still 2-2. Five runs, 6 hits for the Red Sox. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Braves. Atlanta had 6 hits into the 3rd inning with nobody out. They have no hits since. That's driven toward right, but Betts has plenty of room. Kurtz retired. There's the first out. And here's Ender. He's going to get his first look at a right-handed pitcher tonight. He was 0 for 3 against the left-hander Rodriguez. Jammed him, and Holt at second, scoops and fires. 2 out. And Tyler Flowers, the Braves catcher, the final hope for the Atlanta 8th.
Great crowd here to start the holiday weekend. Looks like a packed house.
Yeah, the Braves here for 3, then Toronto comes in for 3. And the Red Sox head to Houston for a 4-game showdown with the Astros. That'll be a fun series. Braves are hoping to have a little fun tonight. They have 4 outs left and are down 3 runs. 5-2 game. Tyler late, strike 1.
Only 7 on that one.
Boston, meanwhile, with a 1-game lead in the East, keeps an eye on their scoreboard. The Yankees, their closest opponent. The Yankees are beating the Angels 2-1 in the 8th inning in the Bronx. And the 0-1 pitch. A ball and a strike.
Good cut. One of his best fastballs for Tyler, it appears.
Johan Camargo waits on deck. Strike 3, paints a corner. So Barnes continues his excellent work in relief. 3 up, 3 down in the Atlanta 8th. Participated in batting practice on the field with Braves staff and Braves alumni as part of the 5th annual Warrior Classic. And our continued recognition of Military Appreciation Month is brought to you by Coors Light. That had to be a thrill.
Oh, you know it. What a wonderful thing to have it at SunTrust Park, too. That's a great thing.
So Matt Whistler back to the hill for Atlanta. He's got the 3, 4, 5 hitters up for the Red Sox. They lead 5-2. First pitch grounded right to Camargo, whose toss across is in plenty of time. And there's out number one. We're looking ahead to the ninth inning. Camargo, Swanson, and Albies are the scheduled Atlanta hitters. The Braves will apparently have to deal with Craig Kimbrell, who is beginning to get ready.
Yeah, that 2-run homer by Betts, a big deal. The Braves have been so good at manufacturing runs when they need to, and being down only 1 run to Craig Kimbrell would be a lot different than being down 3.
And the offense has gone rather cold on this road trip. The Braves have been shut out twice, I think, in their last 4 games. They've scored a grand total of 5 runs, including their 2 tonight. So they got to pick up the pace, and it won't be easy against Kimbrell or Pomeranz tomorrow. That's a little low. 2 balls, no strikes to Mitch Moreland, who's 1 for 3. Just a guess, I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to see Dustin Pedroia at some point in the series, maybe tomorrow. He was activated from the DL today. As you can tell, he's ready to go at any given moment. We'll get a huge cheer if and when he's announced in this series. He is some kind of tough player. The pitch. High fly ball, tomahawk deep center. And they're on the run. That one's into the center field bleachers for Moreland. The Red Sox have hit 4 home runs tonight. And that one, no cheapie.
He is, you've heard of stop, drop, and roll. He's kind of like that as a hitter. Stride, drop back on that back leg, and launch. Talk about launch angle. He is an uppercut dude.
Can't wait to hear the tail of the tape on that one. That's a big, tall wall out there. I'm guessing 20 feet or so. And it was straight away center field over the garage door.
When Ender stops running, you know that it was mashed.
443 feet, and it was every bit of that. Bogarts hit a home run in the 4th inning. Here's a no-doubter. Over the green monster, over the green monster seats, over the signage at the back of the newest addition to Fenway Park. And it's now a 6-2 game.
Well, they didn't take any batting practice. They got in the wee hours of the morning, and they came out doing what they do, and that's hit the ball out of the park.
As we told you, there's 71 homers, the most in team history through 50 games. They've added to that total tonight with 4 home runs, 3 of them tape measure shots. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kimbrell still throwing. No longer a save situation for him, however. The lead's too great.
Yeah, I thought they'd sit him down right away. Nobody out.
Slowly hit to short. Dansby charges. Has to hurry his throw, and he made a nice play.
Let's take another look at Moreland's swing. Watch that back leg. Great hip turn. And that angle, almost an uppercut. Perfect connection on his part.
So, with all due respect, maybe they're already saying Hanley who.
Yeah.
He keeps hitting like this. Moreland's a guy that Ron Washington ought to know well. Wash was the skipper in Texas when Mitch played there. And the became the first Ranger player to hit a home run in the World Series. That was in 2010. Devers almost sat down. He swung so hard.
That's what he's done all night.
He struck out, grounded out, and walked, and then was picked off. Lifted toward left, and Markakis shy of the track is there, and that's the inning. Mitch Moreland hit a 443-foot bomb to extend the Red Sox lead. Last call for the Braves in the ninth. To the ninth we go. It's 6-2. Boston has the lead. And to add insult to injury, former Brave Craig Kimbrell is on to try to finish this one off. It's not a save situation. The lead's too big. But Craig, as you can see, his usual all-star caliber statistics out of the Boston bullpen.
Yeah, 5 walks, 30 strikeouts in 21 1/3 innings. Right-handed hitters are 4 for 39 off of him. And he is still the Atlanta Braves all-time saves leader.
Yohan Camargo, the first man to greet him in the ninth inning. Camargo's gotten on base twice, a single and a walk. And that's fouled away.
186 saves while in the Braves uniform. And as you can see there, 98, he still throws hard. Free agent at the end of the year, is that correct?
That's correct. Kimbrell was acquired by the Padres for Cameron Maben, Carlos Quentin, Jordan Perobeck, and Matt Whistler. That was days before opening day, if not the day before opening day in 2015. We were in Miami getting ready to start the year, and the news came that the Braves had traded away Craig Kimbrell, which was the ultimate price in ridding the organization of B.J. Upton's contract. Kimbrell went to San Diego. Padres went for it in 2015, you recall. He saved 39 games. 31 here in Boston 2 years ago, 35 last year.
And already 15 this year with a good ball club.
And what was Craig's high? He had a 50 save season with the Braves in 2013.
But not a save situation tonight.
Correct. 3 balls and a strike. Craig was a 3rd-round pick by the Braves, signed by Brian Bridges. And he just took strike 3, did Camargo. 1 away in the 9th.
And it was right there.
Here's Dansby Swanson. Dansby is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 2 for 14 road trip for the Braves shortstop.
And you know, as a kid, he saw Kimbrel work before he went to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, if Dansby went out to Craig right now and said, hey, I used to watch you as a kid, I don't think that would help his cause.
It's not going to earn him any points here.
No. Craig will turn 30 at the end of the month. In fact, he'll turn 30 the day after the Braves leave town.
He came in to the big leagues in a situation with Atlanta and their bullpen at the time, and just the most opportune time for him. Billy Wagner out there as a mentor. Still gives Billy a lot of credit for his success and the mental toughness it takes to do what he does.
Yeah, I don't think people give Billy Wagner in Braves country give him enough credit for the impact he had, and still does. The great job he did. A real pro. And one of his proteges having another all-star type year with the Red Sox. The pitch is hit high in the air toward the monster in left. That is high, that is deep, that is high off the wall. And Dansby Swanson has a 2-base hit with 1 out.
Only the 4th hit allowed by Kimbrel. Excuse me, the 5th hit allowed by Kimbrel to a right-handed batter. Fastball in, and Dansby can certainly handle that, no matter who you are.
That ball ricocheted back toward Bradley. Swanson stands at second. The Braves have a little life here. Top of the order now with Ozzie Albies, who's gotten on twice.
I saw Bradley do something that you have to do if you play center field at Fenway Park, and that is, if it looks like it might be hit off the wall, you've got to hustle over there to be ready to back up the left fielder if it bounces past him.
There's a strike. Yankees defeated the Angels 2-1. Toronto beat the Phillies and held on 6-5 tonight. So if this score holds, the leads in the Eastern divisions will remain the same. Braves are hoping for a 9th inning miracle against Kimbrel and the Red Sox. Down 4. Popped up, but slicing into the stands and no play.
The Braves jersey, it is.
The 1-2 pitch. Pulled toward first. And Moreland will flip to Kimbrel covering. Runner to third. 2 outs. Moreland's had a nice night.
Ozzie hit that ball hard.
So this ought to be fun. Acuna will get his first look at Craig Kimbrell. The hit by Dansby Swanson, the first base hit for the Braves since the 3rd inning. They've had 4 base runners since the 3rd inning. Remember, they had 2 in, a runner at second, and nobody out in that 3rd inning against Rodriguez. But then he tightened his belt, went to work, and that's been pretty much it.
These guys that can throw so hard that have given Acuna some trouble, where he's swung right through fastballs, he's got to get that front foot down and not still be gliding toward them, toward the pitcher as he's starting to swing.
Braves down to their last strike. And that's your ball game. 98 letter high, and Acuna down on 3 pitches. And that is your ball game. Braves scored early, but the Red Sox with 4 homers took over in the 4th inning. Single run in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. And Joe, in 3 hours and 13 minutes, Boston takes round 1 at Fenway Park, a 6-2 final.
And Boston didn't worry about falling behind 2-0.